Hello everyone, Grandma here and Baby. Welcome to Grandma's Crochet Corner. Baby just woke up and seems to be in a playful mood. Yes, I don't think she's gonna let me crochet even though that's what we had planned. I am working on, this is Mama Swift's Luck of the Draw. And the pattern is one the Yarn Addict, his Timber Trails. And I also love this one. I think this Timber Trails pattern and the tutorials on one the Yarn Addict's channel, I think this is probably, the 5th or the 6th of Timber Trails that I've made in the last 2 months. I made one that would fit on a king-size bed, beautiful, and then 2 of them that would fit on a twin, and then this one, and then another one I'm making for my husband. He likes to, I made him a blanket like 2-3 years ago, and it's getting worn, so I made him one of these, but I had to wait for yarn, and it finally came in today or yesterday, so now I can get that back on the hook. But yeah, I'm just doing Mama Swift's Luck of the Draw. She picked her number today. Well, actually, now that it's after midnight, it would have been yesterday morning. So, this is my neutral color, and these are all the luck of the draw colors. So white is my neutral. So I'm putting white on, and then I'll put my color on it for this week. And I'm just doing 2 rows. So I'll do 2 rows of white. I'm going to be putting orange on, and then I'll put 2 rows of white. And this will be done for the week. Baby, I love you. You're so sweet, even though you're giving yourself a bath right here on my desk. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes, Miss Beautiful. Yeah. You feel better now that you had a nice long nap and had something in your belly? Yeah? I don't trust you. You're going to get hit in the eyeball with my needle, with my crochet hook. I always call my crochet hook a needle. And I don't know why, because I don't really consider it a needle. I think it's because my mom always, she did crocheting and knitting, and she always called it her needles. So, I still got another side to do. So what do you all have on your hook? Anything special? You doing anything Christmas presents wise? I've been working on Christmas presents. I want to hurry up and get these blankets done so I can start doing lighter things because it's been so warm. I still will do blankets in the summer if it's cool, so I'll probably always have one. But I'll have one going, but right now I've got 3 on the hook. Ugh. I never have that many going. And 2 sweaters. So far, I've made a hat and scarf for a Christmas present, 3 Timber Trails blankets for Christmas presents, dishcloths for Christmas presents, I have a another granddaughter who just turned 11, and she's just starting to learn to crochet. So I'm gonna pick her up some yarn and crocheting kit type thing. Keep her interested, keep the family tradition of the women crocheting. I wish my brothers and my father would have crocheted. That would have been cool. But it's just been the women folk. Well, my dad, he did do embroidery on pillowcases. That was his thing. I mean, he didn't do them constantly, but he did a few. He mostly loved doing puzzles. He always had a puzzle going on the dining room table. I guess when you hit 65, you start reminiscing about the old days. Well, you've got so much time on your hands that hey, you can start thinking about all the good old days, how things were cheaper. Oh my God. I was thinking about that today, how when I was a kid, you could go get penny candy. You could get a small soda for like, I know that for $0.25, I could go in and get a small, I want to say it was like a 10-ounce soda pop, so a bag of chips, and some penny candy for $0.25. God, you can't get any of that stuff for $0.25 now. Even the penny candy's probably 50 cents now. I don't know. Although I haven't seen penny candy really anymore, where you just go in and you got a big jar and you go in and get a liquid stick or... Yeah, I can't think of any stores right now that sells any of that stuff. The little fishies and the mint juleps and... Wow. Now I am going down memory lane. Gas was less than 50 cents a gallon. Wow. I remember every weekend my mom would send me up to the corner store. It was like a... Oh, what was it called? I can't remember the name of what it was called now, but it was one of them, you know, it's got a little service station and you could go in and get bread and little items like that, milk or whatever. But they had bread for 5 loaves for $1. And she would send me up there every weekend to get 5 loaves of bread. Cumberland Farms. That was the name of the store, Cumberland Farms. I don't even, and that was in Maine when I was a kid growing up in Maine. It's in Westbrook, Maine. I had to look it up. I remember on one corner was Cumberland Farms where we got the bread for 5 loaves for $1, and across the other corner was Dunkin' Donuts. I stopped eating Dunkin' Donuts because they don't make my donut anymore. I think it's only in like 1 or 2 states. It's not in all states. It's the plain Dunkin' Donut with a little handle, and you would dunk it into your coffee. I love those, and they don't make them anymore. You got a piece of lint on your lips. Let me get that off. There, got it. Yeah, I got it. Now it's on your eyelid. That was not an invitation. That was not an invitation, sweetheart. But, you know, I'll always pat you. Yeah. I love you, honey. She's such a good dog. Such a loving dog, too. Yes. She reminds me I have to take a break now and again and love on her. Yeah, I gotta love on you now and again. Just be careful of my hook, please. I don't want to knock you out with my crochet hook. No, I don't. She's like right up against me. Licking my face. Yeah, you can stop anytime, you know. Oh, wait, what are you trying to do? And this is what we do even when we're sitting together in the chair. She plays this little game where she sticks her face in my blankets, or... You think I'm talking to you? You think I'm talking to you? Yeah. Oh gosh, I love you too. I know I've seen doggy videos that when they kiss you, it's not really a kiss when they lick at your face. But I'm gonna take it that she's kissing me and that she's telling me she loves me. Right? Right? Are you telling me you love me? Yeah. You don't have to be so aggressive with your love anymore right now, honey. Oh, you're so silly. You're so... Baby, I'm trying. We're on a video, and I am trying to crochet. You silly, silly goose. And you just want to... all right, no more. Be nice. We're having a staring contest right now. In a minute, she'll jump up and attack me with kisses. Yep, I knew it. See, I could read your mind. See, I could read your mind. Hey, now, silly. One thing I will not allow is French kisses. Absolutely not. Especially after you just get done licking your butt. Thursday's my laundry day, so I've been downstairs doing laundry. I have a laundry room downstairs. And I don't bring her down there when I go down there, but she can hear me down there, and she stays up at the top of the stairs, and she won't go down the stairs. She must be afraid of height, because she'll go down the stairs to go out to the backyard. But man, she was up there whining and crying for me. I had to stop doing laundry midway and come up and sit with her for an hour. And then I waited till she fell asleep in her house, and I snuck back downstairs to continue doing laundry. She just loves being with me. Yeah. You love your mommy? You love your grandma? Grandma mommy? I love you. Well, I think I'm getting... No, I still have another side to do. I was thinking I had just this row left. So, I am up to 45 subscribers. 45! Not sure where they're all coming from, but I got online to look at everything, and I saw that I had 45 subscribers, and I was like, yeehaw! I got 45! But then I look at everybody else, all the other crocheters that I watch, and they're up to like, 100,000, 50,000. But they've been doing it for a couple of years. I've only been doing it for, what, I think 2-3 weeks. It's gone by fast, very fast. I will be shocked if I get to 100. Once I go live, I think it'll be a little bit more interesting. I'd like to do some giveaways and gifts, and we'll figure it out as time goes by. But most of the time it's just going to be lives with me chatting and crocheting and showing you, maybe showing you how I make my turtles or my owls. Or now I can't give you patterns like this the timber trails here, but I can crochet. You're gonna have to go to Juan's the Yarn Addict to get his pattern, but he has the tutorials with the pattern right on for free, right on his right on his in a video on his channel. So you're more than welcome to get it. I don't mind doing a couple of rows, like Mama Swift. I'm not going to reveal the number of the week. You got to go watch the video. Gotta go watch the video. But I do. I have to admit. Now, I for years loved the granny squares blankets, and I just made so many over my years. But I have to say this Timber Trails pattern is definitely my favorite. Definitely my favorite. I'm going to have to pull out the one that I made for my daughter. She wanted colors. She wanted it to be colorful. Because I've always made her blankets that were like white. Yeah. Never again will she get a white throw, a white anything from me. White doilies I made her last year. She wants color. Boy, oh boy, did she get color this year. Everything is full bright colors. Baby, this isn't going to work, right? You sitting right there. It's not going to work, right? It's not helping me. It's just not helping me. God, I got so many things I want to make, and I'm doing these blankets. I'm probably not going to do a blanket throughout the summer because there's just been so many things. I wanted to make, like a shopping bag type thing for when I go to Aldi's. I've been wanting to just do a few other things, some of my animals. My grandson loves snakes, so I want to make him a big snake. He also loves the dragons. He also likes Pokemon, so I got a Pokemon book. Pokemon crochet book. And so I'm going to try to crochet a few things. Now, he is a 12-year-old boy, and he loves stuffed animals. He sets them up like for wars and stuff. And he has these little animal wars, I guess you'd... It's like, okay. But he's a big fan of my stuffies. My son, now I can't believe my son, he is 39, and he got into an accident or something a couple of years ago. He lives out of state, and it was on his way back from visiting me, and he wanted some of my stuffies, but he ended up losing the stuffies from that incident, that accident. So he asked me, can you make me some more? That was probably one of the sweetest, sweetest times, the sweetest little talks he's ever had, that little boyish, can you make me some more? Of course I can. I love my kids. Each one is so different in their personalities, and each one is special. Special to me in their own way. They say, which one of us do you love the best? I got 4 kids. Which one of us do you love the best? And it's like, I can't say which one I love the best, because you're all different. You're all different. You all have special traits. You know, I could go on and brag about each one of you kids, right? You know what I mean? Have your kids ever asked you who's your favorite? Who do you love more? Maybe all kids go through that when they come from a large family. But they're special. My baby's special. Good thing this is for me and not for somebody else, because I wouldn't allow you to. This is for the house, so I'm allowing it. How many of you guys are making boggy blankets? Do you even know what that means? Boggy Creek is a place in Florida. I guess they have a few of them, and they're for kids with illnesses, chronic illnesses, or whatever. And they're allowed to go to this camp, and they have special services there for these kids, you know, doctors and nurses, and, you know, so they can still get their treatments of whatever, their medications. They're on oxygen, just, you know, whatever. This place, Boggy Creek, is for kids, you know, that have something going on in their lives, you know, because they need to be kids. Yes, they have a medical condition, but they really need to be kids too. Well, the Boggy Creek Brigade, they make Afghans. And it could be something as simple as, you know, doing one of these. Mama Swift, she's part of the, I call it the Boggy Creek Brigade. And they collect these blankets, and then they take them down to Florida, to this camp. Well, I have never participated in that yet, because I've already got something going with making mittens for the schools, for a school around here that I make them for. So, but I'm still considering maybe doing up a couple of blankets after the heat of the summer is over. So any of you guys doing it, or have you been doing them, or have you never heard of it, have heard of it? For years, I make things, and then I just keep giving them away. You need a blanket? I'll make you a blanket. And then I have a project of a blanket for a few weeks. Oh, am I almost done? You know, making these videos, I never expected how long it takes to upload them from your phone onto your, you know, I do it to my computer. And oh my goodness, last night I think it took about 2 hours, and the video was about 30 minutes. I don't know if that's normal or what. It's like, should I make them shorter? And then I think about how some of these people, they have, well, I guess they're going live too. So if they're going live, I guess they could have longer videos, and I'm watching some of the replays of some of the lives. But some people have, oh goodness gracious, so many, like an hour video. For you out there that are doing videos too and have your channel, do you have long uploading times like that? Couple of hours? Really? Do I just have slow in it? I don't know what the norm is, but dang. I was so tired yesterday when I put out yesterday's video. By the time it uploaded, when I finished it, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, okay. As soon as I get to the corner, I'm gonna call it a night. Baby just wants some loving time. She's been sleeping, she's awake, and now she wants to be made of. Right? Right? Yeah, I know. I can read you. I know. You're jumping all over me, giving me kisses. I love it. I love it. And I'm trying to crochet as fast as I can. God, she's such a sweetie. I had another dog before her. She was a rat terrier, full-blooded rat terrier. We got her from a friend. And she was a sweetheart too. We got the runt, so she was very small, not as small as Baby here. But we had her for about 13, 14 years, and she passed away, and it was like one of the saddest days ever. It really upset my husband because he was very close to her. As a matter of fact, Missy was her name. She died on the 14th on Valentine's Day, and my husband had a major stroke on the 18th, 4 days later. So he had to be in the hospital and rehab for about 2 months. He got to get his walking back. He still has some problems with coordination. He drops things easily. God, he dropped a whole gallon of milk the other day. It smashed open and I had a whole gallon of milk all over my kitchen. So had to clean that up. But he's left with aphasia. And you know, that is very, very hard. It's very hard. He's getting better. This was about 2 years ago. He's getting better, but these days I have no idea what he's talking about. Sometimes I wonder if he's getting worse or... Like, he used to be a master cook. I mean, he would go into the kitchen and he could whip up a fabulous, top-notch dish out of hardly anything in the kitchen. Now, if he could fry an egg, I'd be happy. He'll go in the kitchen and he thinks he's making this wonderful, wonderful dish, and I don't know. It's not like it used to be. Oh, not at all. But I love him dearly. But it's so funny, some of the things he says. I'm reminded by thinking of fried eggs. It was a few weeks after he had his stroke, and he was still in the rehab. And I went in to, spend a few hours with him. And so I said, well, hon, what you have for breakfast this morning? And he said, slaughtered eggs. And I will never forget that. And I said, slaughtered eggs? What the heck did they do to those eggs? Slaughtered eggs? So what he does, his aphasia, he does have a hard time remembering words when he's talking, but for some reason in his mind he's saying the right word, but he doesn't say the right word. It gets twisted. So most of the time he just will replace a word, like scrambled eggs turned into being slaughtered eggs. So you have to try to figure out what he's saying and then try to figure out the word that he might have said. And sometimes it's funny. sometimes, you know, and I don't mean, I said, honey, I'm sorry if sometimes I laugh. I'm not laughing at you. You know, I don't want you to feel bad if I laugh. It's just that sometimes, you know, your little mishaps are just hilarious. I used to keep track of them. I don't anymore. But he also, you know, because he has a hard time finding the right words to say, he said some mean things to me, which he didn't mean to say. It's just that it came out as being mean, but he wasn't meaning to sound mean. So a lot of that stuff happened too. And now I'm just more understanding now. Before I was confused and didn't understand it. So I don't know if any of you guys are dealing with a spouse that has aphasia, but it can be tough some days. And what's amazing is they think they're saying the right word. They don't see that there's a problem. And that just amazes me that it can be like that. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else that I should say. I do hope that I keep getting subscribers. Like I've jumped up to 45. That's a good start. I need 50 to go live. At least live from my phone. I have a laptop, but I didn't like how the laptop was looking. So I want to go live on my phone. So eventually I'll be doing that when I get to 50. So I need 5 more subscribers. And then I don't care. You know, I'm not doing this for the money. You know, getting paid for it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm doing it to have, you know, people to talk to, laugh with, crochet with, you know, sort of filling a void in my life, I guess you could say, and hopefully filling a void in other people's lives, other women's lives, you know. I just really want to have, you know, like a crochet community in my home, you know. But everybody being in their own home at the same time, if that makes sense. So that's my goal. And hopefully we can just do it and have fun, you know. Celebrate each other's birthdays by maybe, you know, doing weird things on the channel for that person, or, you know, I don't know. I just think that we could do something special. And like I said, mostly my time would be like in the middle of the night. I'm not sure if there's too many people that actually do lives late at night. So mine would be late at night. And I probably could get away with doing it during the day too. But I don't want to do it when there's other YouTubers that are crocheters doing their lives. I don't want to interrupt other people. But there's a lot of times when, believe me, I've been looking, you know, where is everybody live? Tonight I did watch someone, I can't even remember the name of his channel. I can't remember the name of his channel, but he was live for at least an hour. I watched at least an hour of his show, and I was crocheting, listening to it. I don't really watch TV. I've just, in the last 20 years, I don't get into the movies or anything. So I basically everything I watch is on YouTube. I have a couple of prep channels that I watch that are live, some that are dedicated to the war over in Europe. I like to keep track of what's going on with Iran and Israel and the whole Ukraine and Russia and the United States stuff. I do watch a lot of that stuff, but even when I'm watching that stuff, I am crocheting. So crocheting is always my first love. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell pretty much. And with me comes my baby. You know, she'll always be, you know, I'm not going to force her on every day I come on. It's if she feels like it, you know, if she comes out of her bed when I call her. If she doesn't, you know, it's up to her. But tonight when I called her, she got right up out of her house and came right over to me. So I thought, well, I'm sitting at this desk, so she knows that, you know, by now, I'm sure she's figured out when I'm sitting in this chair at this desk instead of in my recliner chair at my computers, that, you know, I'm going to be crocheting and online. I don't know if she knows we're online, but now I'm just rambling. So I am going to go. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like if you haven't. Leave a comment. Let me know what's going on in your world. You know, are you doing things, some of the same projects as I am? I'd be interested. Or another channel that perhaps you can let me in on. Do you guys have a channel? You know, let me know. You know, perhaps I can go over there and watch your channel. You know, because I'm always looking for channels to watch and become a member to and help out. And I help out on a few. Some of them are just, they do a little bit of crocheting, but it's more of like games and stuff, like bingo or races, or, I mean, they're fun, you know, so I do a lot of that type of stuff on YouTube. But I'm always open to a nice crochet channel to hang out when it's live if I'm available. All right, well, I'm going to go. Please be kind to one another and love on your pet, because they are so deserving of love, right? Because they give back so much love. And I will see you again tomorrow night. Who knows what I'll come with? It's whatever I'm working on at the moment. When 1, 2 o'clock my time in the morning is around, that's when I sit down and start doing something. All right, goodbye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Baby, say bye. Say bye-bye. No? Bye-bye, everyone.